This is the Earth. The Earth, and everything else you see around you, is made up of atoms. But what are atoms made up of? Well, if we go deeper, depending on what exactly it is, atoms are basically made up of a composition of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Electrons are what we call fundamental particles. This means they cannot be divided into further smaller particles, hence the word fundamental to describe them. They belong to a group of particles known as the leptons. Along with the electrons are the tau and muon particles, and their corresponding neutrinos, the tauonic neutrino and muonic neutrino. The electron also has a neutrino of its own, the electronic neutrino. The muon, tau and electron are all negatively charged particles, while their corresponding neutrinos hold no charge. But as you may already know, atoms are not only made up of electrons. In the nucleus we have the protons and neutrons. These belong to a group of particles known as the baryons. They and another group of very short-lived particles known as the mesons make up the hadron family of particles. The hadron particles are built from a group of particles known as the quarks. Quarks, like leptons, are fundamental. So far we know of 6, you could say, flavors of quarks. They are the up, down, top, bottom, strange and charm. In physics, all the known forces can be reduced to 4 fundamental forces. They are the electromagnetic force, which involves things like light and radio waves, gravitational force, the force responsible for things falling down, and 2 other forces which work within atoms, the weak interaction and strong interaction. Unlike leptons, quarks can interact with this strong interaction. Baryons are particles which are made up of 3 quarks. 2 well-known baryons are the proton and neutron. Mesons are particles made up of 1 quark and 1 antiquark. But these are extremely short-lived, so they disappear very quickly. Protons are made up of 2 up quarks and 1 down quark, whereas neutrons are made up of 2 down quarks and 1 up quark. Well, now you know the basic building blocks of many typical atoms. This is the most basic version of what everyday matter around us is made up of. But there is indeed a lot more to it than this. But you may be thinking now, why do we even need to learn about any of this? It's all so small. What's it got to do with anything? Well, it's usually when we learn about the very small that we can gain an even greater, more deeper understanding of the very large.